Money, money, money. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that's very important to me, and it's collecting money. I'm joking, but seriously, today we're going to be talking about the different ways that you can collect payments from EV chargers. So the four methods of collecting payments from EV chargers. The first one, and probably the most common one out there, is through the app. The second one is through a credit card or a tap terminal on the machine. The third one is through an RFID card, and these don't always contain money, but we'll go into that in more detail later. And the fourth is through something it's new technology. It's still emerging. You won't find it everywhere, but it's through something called plug and charge. All right, let's start with the first one, and it's payment through the app. But you know what probably my least favorite thing to do ever is? When I show up at a new parking lot and get out and go pay for parking, and now I have to download this new app just to enter my credit card details and pay for parking. It's my biggest pet peeve. Maybe I'm a little immature, but it's so annoying. I hate it. And this is kind of what you have to do when you want to use a new EV charger in most cases. Right now, you still have to download the new app, update your payment information. It feels a little bit prehistoric, if you will. But as of right now, in the early days of EV charging, that's usually what you'll have to do. Number two on the list. This one is tap and charge, or using a credit card terminal that's right on the machine. How great would it be if anybody could just rock up to the machine and tap their credit card on it and get the thing started? All you do is you have these tap terminals and have them mounted directly onto the EV charger. There are a few companies that specialize in this specifically for EV chargers. I love this because as I complained before, having to download an app is brutal. No one wants to do it, but everybody's got a credit card. Not only does this make the process a lot more seamless, but it opens the doors to way more clients. If all you have to do is pull out your phone or pull out your credit card and tap on the EV charger itself, how easy is that? Trace, number three. This would be RFID cards. RFID stands for radio frequency identification, but you don't need to know that. These cards are pretty cool. They're really special for certain situations. Now, if you have your own EV charger at home, you might have your own RFID card. That's a separate instance. For more commercial settings where the public will be using them, there are a few applications where this works really well. And the first one that comes to mind is hotels. Let's say you owned a hotel and wanted to provide EV charging as a service to your guests or the people that are staying in your hotel. Well, you could install a whole bank of chargers outside in your parking lot, but what's stopping just the regular Joe guy from the public rolling up and plugging in and using your charger? There's a way that this can be monitored and access can be limited to certain people. And one way to do this is through RFID cards. You could then hand out RFID cards to the guests that have electric vehicles, and whoever had the RFID cards were the only ones that were able to use your EV chargers. Another application that works really well for RFID cards, which is sort of linked to hotels, would be valet parking. You could just provide all of your valet drivers with RFID cards. If there was a guest that had an electric car that needed valet parking, they pull up, hand their keys to the valet driver. The valet driver will hop in, pull up to the EV charger, tap the RFID card, initiate the charge. Next thing you know, as a guest, you're getting your EV back and it has just been topped up with even more energy. All right, so the fourth one is plug and charge. And I'm smiling because it's pretty cool. It's new, it's exciting. It's gonna make everything a lot smoother. I think people are gonna be really excited to adopt this new method. How this works is it's pretty simple. You just plug your car in and it starts charging. All of your identification and your payment information will be built into your electric car. The second that you plug that charger in, it's gonna know who you are and who's paying for it. You're not going to have to download apps. You're not going to have to update any payment information. It's as simple as pulling up, parking, and plugging your car in. I kind of think of it as, back in the day when you would park your car and just without even thinking, you turn off the ignition and pull the keys out, throw the keys in your pocket. Now you don't have to do that. It's all tap, but I think plugging in your car as soon as you turn it off into an EV charger will be almost as common for you as just shutting the door. It's going to be one of those things that you're going to start doing without even really noticing you're doing it. I think this will make things a lot easier for people to embrace adopting electric vehicles. Charging is probably the most intimidating part of owning an electric car. And with plug and charge, things will be so much more simple. This EV charging industry is almost like a gold rush. So I think everyone's pretty interested in getting this technology developed as fast as possible. All right, so those are the 4 main ways of collecting money from EV chargers. I'm curious to know, which method do you prefer, or is there one that you would be most likely to use? Me, I'm a big fan of the credit cards and plug and charge. As long as I don't have to download another app, I'm on board. As I've mentioned, there's a lot more information on my website. A lot of what I focus on is how to make money from these EV chargers. If you're interested in learning more or want some, step-by-step guides, feel free to check out my website. It's strongenergy-ev.com. Thanks so much for checking in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.